Hi, I'm Al Woods of Woods Recruiting. I want to talk about a big topic that's really important for parents to understand in recruiting, and it is procrastination. Many times, parents procrastinate in the recruiting process to the point where they waste valuable time, to the point where they're going to ruin practically their son or daughter's athletic career, their athletic future, because they procrastinate. I mean, a lot of times parents want to wait to the very last minute before they take action in recruiting, and that's a mistake. I think it's a big mistake. Oftentimes, what parents do sometimes in the recruiting process is they want to wait to see what the high school coach is going to do, or wait and see what they can get on their own if they do their own recruiting. But usually, they're not going to get much, and then things go bad. They go south. This is where recruiting becomes a disaster because I think the parents have just waited for something to happen and it just is not going to happen. So you have to take action yourself. You have to be proactive in the recruiting process or you're not going to get anything out of it. This is where a lot of the student athletes who are probably good enough to play at the major college level or possibly get a scholarship or something, it doesn't work out for them because the parents who influence the son or daughter's decision sometimes in recruiting, then they don't get what they're looking for, they don't get what they want. Many parents believe they have weeks and months to make a recruiting decision. They think that they're buying a car when you can take all the time in the world to choose the car you want. But in recruiting, if you waste weeks and months thinking about what you should do, those are weeks and months that you can't get back in the recruiting process. Once that time is gone, and you cannot get it back no matter what. Generally, part of the problem with recruiting is the parents' lack of understanding of how the process works, their lack of education on recruiting. And so it's just a process where you have to be active in it. It's a situation where you have millions of high school student athletes all across the country trying to get into hundreds of college programs. So that number doesn't add up. It's not going to work. It's not going to fit. Somehow, somewhere, there's going to be student athletes who are going to get overlooked. If everybody is competing for the same scholarships, everyone can't get one. So what you have to do is take a proactive approach and develop a strategy where you're going to start the recruiting process early. It's starting now as early as middle school where they are identifying, can you play? Do you have athletic talent? Okay, so then when you hit the freshman year of high school, okay, then you need to take a more serious approach towards academics and then continue athletic development. And then at some point, you're going to realize, okay, my son can play in college. Maybe there's some possibilities there that he can play in college. Maybe my daughter can play in college. There's something there. So then you have to figure out what exactly are you going to do? What is the strategies you're going to use to network with college programs? When you think about building a network of college programs, it could take a couple of years to build that network. But if you are a parent who wants to sit back and wait 5-6 months or a year or so before you make a decision, that's a valuable time you've lost. And I can understand where parents are coming from because they don't know a whole lot about recruiting, so they want to leave it to the high school coach. But the high school coach is more concerned about developing the team. The high school coach is more concerned about winning the game and less concerned about getting the kids in college. I mean, that's just the reality of it is. The fact of the matter is there is a big void there. But it's not the high school coach's fault entirely. Many high school coaches, a majority of them, are teachers at the school district or somewhere else, and then they're coming in after school all day and coming in to coach. So at the end of the day, there's not a whole lot of time left for recruiting. You know, and if you coach a sport that has, let's say, like football, and you're trying to get 6 or 7 kids into college, that's a tough job. That's almost a full-time job right there. So you've got to be proactive, where you are understanding how the process works. This is the parents, understanding how the process works. The student athletes have enough to do themselves of maintaining good grades and being a good athlete, competing. You know, but the parents have knowledge on how to write emails or carry on a conversation with college coaches or even ask questions. I just think the whole thing comes down to just being proactive and not delaying this process. Because if you do delay the process, then you're going to end up going to a college program. Your son or daughter is going to end up going to a college program beneath their athletic ability, where you may not get a scholarship, you may not get a strong financial package, something, you know, that you thought you were going to get and now you're not going to. Don't delay the college recruiting process, or it could end up being a potential disaster, and it could be a disaster that you cannot fix. This is Al Woods of Woods Recruiting. Thanks for listening, and check out woodsrecruiting.com for more information on the recruiting process. I hope this information was helpful. Leave a comment in the comment section below. That's always good. Give us a thumbs up too. Thanks for listening.